Good evening and welcome to the open meeting of the Ferguson City Council. Interim City Clerk Dave Musgrave, could you please call the roll?
Councilwoman Miller,
Here.
Councilwoman Cummings,
Here.
Councilman Castle,
Here.
Mayor Jones,
Here.
Councilman Franklin,
Here.
Councilman Palmer,
Here.
and Councilman Williams.
Here.
A quorum is present. At this time, I request a motion and a second to go into closed session pursuant to 610.021, subsection 1, 2, and 3 for legal, personal, and contract.
So moved, or second.
Oh, that's such a big delay.
Here.
Here.
Quorum is present.
There you go.
Okay. We'll put the motion on the floor.
And I second.
And it was second. You got it, Dave? Okay, we will go upstairs for the closed session.
We gotta have a roll call first.
Oh, okay, roll calls.
Councilwoman Miller,
Aye.
Councilman Cummings,
Aye.
Councilman Castle,
Aye.
Mayor Jones,
Aye.
Councilman Franklin,
Aye.
Councilman Palmer,
Aye.
and Councilman Williams.
Aye.
Now we are in closed session and we will go upstairs.
Just so everybody here knows, I'm muting the audio on the feed, but I'm leaving it running, so we can see where it goes.
You're fine, you're not gonna be next to anybody.
Dave already said, don't be confident on my mic.
Are you gonna stand it there?
Yeah, I'm a little.
This thing doesn't work.
At this time, city manager, you have the floor.
Mayor and council, again, it's a pleasure being in front of everyone. We are gonna present our CIP tonight to council, as a work session. Knowing that we have a lot to cut still, and some of these the cuts could be very substantial that we'll make before, we bring it to you during the budget season. But we want you to get this in front of you. We have to get in front of you, I'm sorry.
We understand.
And-
There's no
Yep.
voting tonight on
Correct.
anything, and we should finish around 8 o'clock.
Yes, ma'am. It should not take too long. What we're gonna do is go over the new stuff that has been added. And then Audrey Pinkins, our finance director, will, run the show tonight. So, Audrey?
Ready?
Yes, sir. And we do have the department heads here for if you have a question or so.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone.
Mike Owen?
I'm not sure if green,
There it is.
it is.
Yep.
All right. So we're here for a CIP and as Chief Hampton mentioned, I'm gonna go over the new items and anything that's changed from the last time we presented the 25-26 budget. So oh yeah, I did hand out all of you all a spreadsheet so you could clearly see what I'm looking at and talking about. So I just wanted to point out that the big number that we have to mitigate is $8.6 million. That's what this budget is gonna come to in 27.
Say it again.
$8.6 million.
Okay.
So I do want to point out that that includes a parks project that's approximately $4.6 million. That's a grant. So that project will not happen unless the grant is approved and the funds become available. So with that line item and the other grants that are in this budget, the true number out of pocket from the city of Ferguson is closer to $3.7 million as of right now. That makes sense? Okay.
Do you have a date when we may know if that grant is gonna come through for us?
I do not have a date.
So right now, I don't think many grants are happening. I know I'm holding off on my AFG grants for the fire service. Dave can probably talk more on the parks.
Yeah, so typically when it comes to the capital projects, you're looking at grants that'll be wrote during that fiscal year. The reason they're highlighted in orange is that money isn't allocated unless the grant's approved. So they won't write that grant until next year when the fiscal year, and they'll be coming back to you guys with contracts and that kind of stuff for approval regardless. So that's how that typically works.
Thank you, Chief and Dave. So the first thing I wanted to point out,
Yes,
You said 8, so the 4.6 from the parks versus the other part that the grants.
sure. So if you just notice that all the items that are in orange, those are grants. So the big one was the 4.6 million. All the other ones add up to about 370,000. And that's how we go from 8.6 to 3.7 by subtracting the 4.6 from parks and the 350,000 of all the other grants. So the first thing I wanted to start with was on the current year's budget, 25-26, the Parks Department has added $20,000 request for January Wabash Lake aeration. And you can see that that is a grant project. So they're wishing to have that completed in this fiscal year but only if those grant funds are available. Another item, it's a little bit further down on the spreadsheet here, is again in the 25-26 budget, and it's for the community center playground. As you all know, that playground is already built, so the project is done. We've paid for it. It's only on here because we're waiting for the reimbursement. So, we're, expecting to receive about approximately $450,000 in reimbursement for that project. So that's why that number's here, and you can see the amount that we're supposed to receive next to it, to the right there. One more.
Councilman Palmer.
Yes, sir.
Just to backtrack briefly, what is the anticipated revenue for the capital improvement sales tax for 2027?
I do not have that number in front of me. Let me look. I will have to take a note of that and get that number back to you. You asked about anticipated revenue for capital improvement sales tax, right?
Right, so what I'm getting at is, taking out the $4.6 million or 3.7 million, I'm just curious what the revenue is, so I'm trying to anticipate how many cuts you need to make in balance.
Understood. I should have had that number for you.
And then there's two aspects to that, there's parks and then there's capital improvement for parks and capital improvement for general fund, correct?
Well, I'm not sure. Yes.
Okay.
Councilwoman Orr.
Thank you. Want to make sure everyone can hear me. When can we anticipate the Nesbit Newton Park renovation to begin next year? Will that be in the spring?
That would be a question
Dave.
for Parks Director.
So typically, that's gonna be well, let me double check, so I don't want my. Yeah, so that'll probably be realistically, because your budget cycle is through July, because on this budget, it'll be in the spring, so we're gonna be looking at it potentially in February, March.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, the next line item, I'll go over. If you flip the page on the spreadsheet and look at common fleet, this is still in the current year. And I'm looking at fleet lease. This $533,000 has been increased from $500,000. And that increase is,
Common fleet is
correct.
the last one on the second page.
The 533.
So on the back of the first page, if you flip it up, there you go.
Thanks for printing it that way.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So as I was saying, fleet lease, this amount that was already approved, it was $500,000. It was increased to 533, due to the purchase of, basically an unmarked vehicle, that we're gonna be reimbursed for. So that $33,000 increase was, a vehicle. And then as we move down to, non-departmental, we're still gonna be in the current year. This, IT infrastructure, the original, approval, CIP, it's the next page, I'm sorry, you have to flip one more page.
Oops.
We're at non-departmental. And so this number originally was $60,000, and it was $60,000 throughout the entire CIP. So from 26 to 31 or 25 to 31, depending on what budget you're looking at. But we revised it and increased the amount to basically do this every other year. So it went from 60 every year to 120 every other year. So that's what that changed.
Councilman, Palmer.
Back to the common fleet lease,
Yes,
That's just because you're trying to eight, that number goes down for the final payment. So that ended lease, so that pays the lease zero, with the balance after that.
So this year rolling off, we should have 15 to 16 cars rolling off, and when we pay them off, they're out.
With a zero balance one, with the
Correct.
lease, basically lease it to zero.
Correct. And we own, yep.
Thank you.
and then want to circle back to answer your original question about the sales tax. The actual revenue for 24 was $1.5 million.
You said 1.5.
That's correct. It was 1.5 million for 2024. We budgeted 1.67 for 26, this current year. So that means that we're looking at approximately $2 million difference.
Just the sales tax portion, and other things that go into that budget line, like sale of vehicles, that kind of stuff. Supplement, if you look at the bottom numbers, those are your forecasting actually after those.
After the other items. Thank you, Danny.
That's combined for parks and the boat. Thank you.
So to revise what I just said, based on Dave's input, the totals, the actual for 2024 was 3.5 million. And in 2026, we budgeted 2.2 million. Are there any questions about the current year budget?
Well, I
Councilwoman, Queen.
have a question, going back to the infrastructure. Okay, so I know that we have the STP Roberts project, the Elkins. What about I'm asking for clarification first, the street replacement CIP, CIST Public Works, 500,000. So are there any specific streets that will be repaired out of that five, if I'm understanding this
The
correctly?
top 500,000?
The top 500,000.
Yep. Yeah, Corey, I believe, sent it to me and I sent it to council. What was that, about 2 weeks ago?
Was
So I
that,
can resend it. I'll resend
Okay,
it tomorrow
would you?
morning. But yeah,
Okay.
yeah, there's exact streets that were.
Okay. Oh, really? I missed that email. I'm sorry.
It's-
What
I'll make sure you get it.
are the speed humps included in that? The
So on,
ones that,
Main-
like
Main-
Meadow Crest?
yeah, on certain streets, yeah, well-traveled streets, yes.
Okay, because Meadow Crest was already, it was repaired with the ARPA funding.
Yeah, and those speed humps are coming.
Those speed humps.
Corey's
are-
working with the contractor now.
Okay, all right, so
Yeah,
there was. an
there are some
email.
medical issues and some other things.
Councilman Palmer.
Okay, so that also includes, I know you're going to send the email about the streets, but this amount also includes just like for basic wear and tear when it comes to filling potholes as well?
Corey?
No? It comes out of the what? The general, okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Councilman Palmer.
Question on the debt service for the energy project. I asked maybe last time this was presented to us. I believe those were energy efficient upgrades to this building. Maybe this community center as well, I can't remember, but I was curious, I'd asked if somebody could review that to. I believe there was guarantees in that the city would recognize certain energy savings when it came to those improvements. If we didn't recognize those savings, then it's a recourse with the organization that prepared that. So I wasn't sure if it's ever been reviewed.
It
Essentially,
has not been reviewed by me.
a third party essentially came to the city and said, hey, spend all this money on your buildings, you're gonna save a bunch of energy. We'll guarantee you save energy if you do it, use our contractors, then we finance those improvements. Windows and heating and cooling equipment and things like that.
So we just did have an energy study done by Mizzou, which was free to us. And right now, I think Johnson Controls looking at some of that as well right now, and reviewing our energy study. But that could be for a later project, but we're also looking at what we did spend if it was.
It might be worth reviewing,
Yeah.
you know, that contract and seeing what the metrics and the parameters were within that to determine if we actually have recognized savings and not.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Thank you. Anyone else? Councilman Franklin.
Do we have a timetable of when the whistle stop rehab will be completed?
Not this time. Nope. I know right now we're waiting on utilities to get turned on. We're waiting on the utility companies to turn it on. And then we'll see where we're at with all the equipment that we have, the HVAC, any of the refrigeration, any of the electrical and all that. And then we'll go from there.
Finance Director.
Are there any other questions for budget 25-26? No? All right, we're moving on to next year's budget 26-27. Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
you got something, Councilman Williams?
Well, I mean, I hate to be the dead horse. But we got Whistle Stop, EDST on 220. I don't see that.
It's not a capital expenditure.
Huh?
It's not a capital expenditure.
Okay.
Yeah. Like property that we're doing.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, so for the 26-27 budget, the first item I wanted to point out, we already briefly spoke about was the $4.6 million project the Parks has plans. That is a grant. So that's all the way back at the Parks section at the top. And then the next line item is the special events equipment. This is a change from the last time the CIP was presented. And so this is a new item that the Parks Department would like to do. Buy equipment for, I believe this is gonna be gym equipment. The next item is January Wabash Lake Study. That is a grant. It's down a few rows. It's $30,000. And this is a new item as well. And again, this will not happen unless the grant funds are approved. But as of now, we don't know exactly how much it would be, if it would be 100% or a percentage.
And what does that study entail?
I'm not sure exactly.
So we've been working with Missouri Department of Conservation for the last couple of years. That's where the aeration comes in. They're going to do a study of the lake to see about dredging it because there's so much silt and buildup in the bottom of it, and then also to analyze the structural wall. If you're familiar with the wall that is near the restrooms and the playground, it started to fail. The actual asphalt is starting to cave in. So we want to study to see how much it's going to cost to repair, and if it makes the most sense to dredge the whole thing and do that at one time. If there's another way we could do it for a little bit cheaper. If you're looking at dredging the lake, you're looking at about $500,000. And so we don't want to do that if we don't have to do it, is what it boils down to. So this study with the MDC would help us kind of analyze those things.
Thank you.
No problem.
And $500,000 is on the low side.
It is.
It's on the very low side.
$500,000 is the number I'm throwing out from right around COVID, and we all know how
Okay.
expensive things have gotten.
Thank you. So the next item here, that's going to be a new item, is Wayside Park renovations for $50,000. And after that, we have a Parks vehicle, a tree truck. That's a new request from Parks. Are there any questions?
That tree truck, what are we planning to do with it?
Yeah, so that's the truck that has the boom on it.
Hey, I mean, we got the public here, so, you know.
Yeah, that's the truck that does the trees. It has a boom on it. Yeah.
So you guys would be similar to hammering, cutting?
We have that now.
Right
Our
away?
truck is more in the shop than it is on the
Yeah, I
field.
understand. Okay.
We've been doing a lot of cutting in the parks lately.
I'll try not to abuse it when it's back up and running.
Okay, Councilwoman Noah.
Well, I want to add, short asking you because
Yeah.
the city cut trees on Rockingham. I'm sorry. The city cut trees, Public Works, trim trees on Rockingham down to the stumps, and we really appreciate that. So I just wanted to say that I know that it's been utilized.
Yep.
Okay, Councilman Palmer.
Is the anticipated possibility of replacing this unit because there still continues to be issues with the diesel particulate filter on this truck? Will caution you, you're gonna have the same problem with the next truck you buy too. It's not gonna be any different. That number is quite low, 150. It's gonna be a lot more than that, probably 250. It's just my suggestion, but maybe look at a gas powered truck, not diesel. You won't have the emissions related problems with the gas powered truck as you do with the diesel powered truck that idles at low speed all the time in the city. Those diesel trucks require heat to burn off that particulates. Our trucks never go over 30 miles an hour pretty much in the city. So they build up that material within the filter. Then it costs thousands of dollars to clean it every time. And then you're dealing with the emissions. It goes into limp mode. It goes 5 miles an hour and so on and so forth. So that's all.
And if you want to see the tree truck, it's on page 24 of the CIP booklet we have. Councilman Williams, you have anything since I can't see you?
No, man.
Okay, all righty.
All right, thank you. The next item is gonna be a police department item. And it's a building upgrade. This is a change from the previous submission of the 27 request. And it changed from $62,500 to $130,000. I'm looking at the first page of the spreadsheet at the police department section. The next item is a change as well for police fleet. And it was $60,000 for 27 through 31, and that has been increased to $120,000. One more change for the police department was the dash and body cam request. It originally was $107,000. And it's now $114,000. That's the last item on the first page of the spreadsheet. The Taser X request is also changed. This would be the next page. It's actually been reduced by $1,000 from $40,928 to $2,000, $38,928. Any questions on the police department changes? No questions. Move on to the fire department changes. One change from the fire department in 27 was the AED monitors. The request increased from 100,000 to 140,000.
Also be advised that's a potential grant.
Correct, it is in orange. The next item for fire department, this is a new item. It's bulletproof vest. Request is $15,000. The breathing apparatus has the request changed from 140,000 to 160,000. That's also in orange. So it's potential grant. The next item on the spreadsheet directly below that, 28,400.
Not that one.
Not that one. All right. So we're on thermal cameras. That's a grant as well. And that is a new request that was not on the spreadsheet last time it was presented. And then we have walkie-talkie batteries. This is a new item. Are there any questions on fire?
On Chief Hampton, how often, do the firefighters have to change out that turnout gear?
So turnout gear, we get new sets about every 3 to 4 years.
Okay.
And so that's why the price has gone up, because some of the equipment, I mean, the Kevlar and stuff like that is harder to get right now. And the manufacturers know how they take advantage of police and fire very well.
Okay.
Any other questions? All right, the next section is gonna be common fleet. It's on the same page of the spreadsheet that we're looking at. And we have several new requests here for vehicles. We have a what is it, a pickup truck, 3/4 ton. There's two of those. One is 40,000 and one is 36,000. And then we also have a mechanics trucks request for 52,000. All three of these items are new requests. Any questions? All right, we're gonna move on to the facility section. So I have here the $50,000 request for the HVAC at the police. This was originally requested, I want to say back in the 24-25 budget. It's being requested again because they still need HVAC at the police department.
That building runs hot and cold at the wrong time.
And then the last item on this page, it's gonna be the Veeder-Root leak detection system. The request is for $40,000. This is needed because our fuel tank at one point had a leak. And now to mitigate it, we have this system in place. So it's old, it needs to be repaired or a new one purchased.
No, that's at 901 our garage, where we all get fuel.
And then there's one more item that has changed. And that is gonna be the IT infrastructure. So, if you know it, I increased the IT infrastructure for the current fiscal year for 25-26 from 60 to 120, which meant that the next year it went to zero because we're trying to do that every other year. So in 27, it went from $60,000 to $0. And that was the last item I had to discuss with you all. What are your questions?
Councilman Palmer.
Can you detail IT infrastructure for me?
Sure, briefly, a little bit. So we have old systems here at Ferguson, a lot of old servers, and just computer equipment. So, Jared, our IT, specialist, he is requesting to purchase new equipment to, basically bring us to the future, to allow more capability, more functionality, and, increase security.
Councilwoman Noah.
Just, I know we kind of touched on this a couple minutes ago, but I did look at my emails and I see an email from the Public Works Director, City Manager, but it's for the painting of the speed humps. My question is the $500,000 for street replacement. Are there streets
Yes, sir.
outside of Roberts and Paul, Woodwinds, Elkins, and Atmore that will also be,
Yes, ma'am.
Touch
We did
with
send
that.
it and I will resend it. to you.
you'll see, okay, because I didn't see it. Thank you, please resend
problem.
it. I know there's only so much money for streets, so this is not to be a dead horse.
Yeah,
Please don't feel
I'll be
that
real
way.
honest, there's not many in Ward 3 this time, except for the STPs. With, I believe that's,
There's,
Paul,
yeah.
or, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Paul, No,
Yeah,
no,
most of the streets are gonna be in Ward Two this time. There are some really bad streets that we gotta take care of, such as Robert, South Clark, and those areas. I know we're gonna be able to go back for our CBDG, shortly. Is that correct, Corey? Maybe you could give a little more info.
no,
So-
and I understand. I just wanted to
Yeah.
ask for clarification. You know, one more question, not about the streets, but about the guardrails. Are guardrails, where do they fit in? Does that go into the general budget for Public Works? Because there's the one on Paul and the one on Brotherton, and residents have asked and asked and asked when those will be repaired, and I don't, so since we're talking,
Yeah.
about, the CIP, would that fall into the CIP?
So
Is-
with
how does
one
that-
on Paul, that would be replaced when we do that, correct? Or because they're doing sidewalks as well.
Okay, and Brotherton?
We'll look into that one.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, Finance Director.
That was all I had to go over. I was waiting to see if you all had any more questions. We only went over the new items and the changed items.
So Mayor and Council. So we will still be bringing this to you during the budget season. And we will make our cuts. So we'll be in budget at that point. We'll know more about where we are with the grants as well.
All right, any other questions? Any other comments? Councilman Franklin?
So, as it relates to IT infrastructure, I'm still getting complaints from constituents about their ability to hear us online.
We worked on it today. I believe Dave, Jared, and the guy from the system, worked it out. I think we have it fixed now, correct?
I was gonna say, I received a text message from Mr. Michael Pierce during the meeting that the audio was great, except when you guys aren't unmuting your mics.
So you can hear all the important.
Right.
didn't say.
Any other questions? Any other comments? I got one announcement to the council. City clerk, the interviews start Thursday at 5 o'clock. We had 3 interviews.
What time?
They start 5 o'clock on Thursday.
Like as in 2 days from now?
Yes,
Okay.
that's what the email stated. Yes, ma'am.
Well, and that's fine. I will not be there because that's my birthday. And make that, I asked if we could have a different day, but that's okay. You all don't need me there, so.
Okay,
Thank
that's
you.
fine. We'll share with you the results. Any other questions? Any other comments? I request a motion in a second to adjourn.
So moved.
Second, Lamika Covington. All in favor?
All right.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Have a good night.